the crossing, the wound begins. There was a crossing, not of hope, but of rupture. Lives uprooted, names erased, the waters remember. Then there was a system built. A system took them, not accidental, but constructed. What was sacred was made property. They were a people, heads that built, never owned, families that loved, torn apart, voices that cried, unheard, and still that people endured. Today it continues with what remains. Freedom was declared, but not fully delivered. Time moved and patterns persisted. I am the witness. Jesus is the way. So the record is written, not in anger, but in truth. Let it stand as a witness, as a witness, as a witness before humanity and the nations. What will be done? Restoration is not a moment. Restoration is a movement. A formal indictment before the conscience of humanity against the United States of America for the institution of chattel slavery and its continuing legacy. A matter brought forth. This document is not presented before a court of law, for no court presently holds full jurisdiction over the depth of this matter. It is instead laid before the conscience of nations, the tribunal of history, the witness of humanity, and ultimately before God, who judges justly. Let the record reflect. Why this? Why now? Because silence has become agreement. Acknowledgement has begun. Reconciliation has not. Silence is no longer. Moral jurisdiction. Though no single earthly court claims this matter, there exists a higher jurisdiction that transcends nation and time. The law of human dignity, the moral order established by God, the collective conscience of humanity. There exists a wound not fully healed, a truth not fully told, a reconciliation not yet complete. This is not written in haste, but in the steady awareness that silence becomes a form of consent. Have nothing to do with the fruitless deeds of darkness, but rather expose them. Ephesians 5:11. As declared, he has shown you, O man, what is good. And what does the Lord require of you but to do justice, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God? The book of Michael 6 and 8. Statement of facts. The United States of America, through its formation and early development, participated in the transatlantic trafficking of African persons, established and sustained the legal institution of chattel slavery, codified systems that denied full humanity to an entire people. Enslaved persons were classified as property, denied legal standing, subjected to forced labor, violence, and generational separation. Statements of fact continued. Even after formal abolition, systems of exclusion persisted. Inequities were structurally embedded. Poor participation in civic and economic life remained obstructed. These are facts. They are not conjecture. They are documented, recorded, and acknowledged within historical record. Woe to those who make unjust laws, to those who issue oppressive decrees. Isaiah 10 and 1. Formal charges. Count 1. Crimes against humanity. Historical. The institution of slavery constituted systematic deprivation of liberty, forced labor under coercion, widespread human suffering. Count 2. Systematic dehumanization. The framework of slavery denied the image bearing dignity of human beings, constructed racial hierarchy, normalized inequality. So God created mankind in his own image. Genesis 1:27. Count 3. Unjust enrichment without restitution. The economic rise of the nation was significantly supported by uncompensated labor, generation extraction of wealth without comprehensive restitution. Count 4. Continuing harm. The legacy of slavery persists even now through economic disparity, social inequities, structural barriers to opportunity. Evidence of continuation. In the present day, concerns remain regarding the preservation and teaching of historical truth, equitable access to education, protection of voting rights, sustained support for historically Black institutions. These are not isolated developments, but reflections of enduring impact. Truth is fallen in the street, and equity cannot enter. Isaiah 59:14. The Douglass Framework, a continuing witness. And what to a slave is the 4th of July. Frederick Douglass did not speak in rage alone. He spoke in revelation. He exposed the contradiction between liberty declared and liberty denied, the distance between national ideals and lived reality. This indictment stands in the same tradition, not to inflame, but to illuminate. What does justice require when wrong has been acknowledged but not reconciled? Appeal to the nations. Let this document serve as a witness entered into the global record, a call to continued acknowledgement, and an invitation to examine justice beyond borders. Righteousness exalts a nation, but sin is a reproach to any people. Proverbs 14:34. Let the record reflect. This matter has been named. This history has been placed before the conscience of the world, and that this acknowledgement alone does not complete justice. What to the oppressed is celebration without justice. Let justice roll on like a river, righteousness like a never failing stream. Amos 5:24.